Welcome to the Forbidden City, the palace that's anything but ordinary. Here, even a single brick is worth more than your latest iPhone, and ants wouldn't dare crawl the wrong way for fear of facing imperial judgment. 720,000 square meters, 9,000 rooms, over 500 years of history, and enough palace drama to make Netflix cry over server storage. This isn't just a home, it's a city. Every concubine is a potential villain. Every eunuch is a secret agent, and the emperor, he's the ultimate boss of all schemes. But don't let the grandeur fool you. Once you step through these gates, you'll feel more than just awe. You'll sense the chill of conspiracies, the weight of power, and the overpowering scent of makeup from competing concubines. The Forbidden City, where not just outsiders are forbidden, but mediocrity is too. Are you brave enough to enter? Because if you get lost, it might take you weeks to find the exit, or worse, they might recruit you as an unwilling eunuch. The ultimate mega mansion of the Ming and Qing emperors. This isn't just a palace. This is a monument to power, luxury, and an insatiable passion for building stuff on an epic scale. Let's rewind to 1406 when Emperor Yongle of the Ming dynasty decided to do something outrageous. Move the capital from Nanjing to Beijing and build a palace that would crush all other palaces in the world. Thus began the construction of this magnificent structure, which took over 14 years. That's longer than the time you've waited for your pizza during rush hour. To create the palace of all palaces, more than 1 million people were mobilized to work day and night. Yes, you heard that right. 1 million. That's more people than your entire Instagram following, no offense. Among them were hundreds of thousands of top-tier craftsmen, each tasked with an important job, from carving wood to brewing tea for the supervisor. And the materials? The Forbidden City wouldn't settle for anything mediocre. The palace was constructed using premium timber from Fujian, marble from Hebei, and hand-fired tiles from the finest kilns. Fun fact, the golden tiles on the roof alone could fund a 5-star resort. Even the paving stones beneath your feet were polished so smooth they could double as mirrors. Yes, here, even touching the ground means touching class. But wait, it wasn't just about glitz and glamour. To transport massive stone slabs from distant quarries to Beijing, workers had to wait for winter. Why? They poured water on the roads to turn them into ice, then slid the stones across. Yes, instead of ice skating, they were stone skating. Who says our ancestors weren't creative? So what's the final result? A palace covering 720,000 square meters with over 8,704 rooms, surrounded by 10-meter-tall walls and a 50-meter-wide moat. Honestly, if the emperor ever wanted to play hide-and-seek with his concubines, he'd probably need a GPS rescue team because getting lost here was a daily occurrence. And you think living here was easy? Think again. With so many rooms, so many people, and so many schemes, the Forbidden City was basically the ancient version of Big Brother, where every move you made was watched, every action scrutinized, and every mistake could spell disaster. The Forbidden City, a place that's not just a symbol of power, but also a catwalk for drama. It's a palace so massive you'll never complain about your house being too small again. So what are you waiting for? Grab your slippers and come explore. All right, now we're about to break into, explore, the Forbidden City to check out its architecture. Here, it's not just one gate. Oh no, there are 4 big gates. It's like saying, I'm not just beautiful, I'm also talented. Each of these gates has its own function. Like the emperor and empress need multiple choices. Today, they'll go through the East Gate, tomorrow through the West Gate, and on Tuesday, no one really knows which gate they'll choose. Then there are the grand halls, the royal living areas, and no, this is not just some apartment building. Each emperor had to have his own palace, no competition allowed. And of course, each area had a very good reason for being there. Feng Shui. Every single step inside the Forbidden City was planned meticulously, like picking dishes at a 5-star restaurant. Take one wrong step, and you'll definitely stir up some internal conflict, and the emperor won't be too happy about that. Oh, and the colors. The Forbidden City wasn't just about picking random colors. Red is the color of power, yellow is the color of the emperor. So if you accidentally wear yellow and you're not the emperor, you might just get banned from entering. But think about it. When the whole palace is drenched in red and gold, who wouldn't want to live there? No shortage of stuff. Sometimes there's so much because everything was designed according to feng shui. It's not about lots of money but not knowing how to spend it. Now let's meet the main cast of the Forbidden City, the ones who turned this place into a royal reality show, where palace drama was the main dish served daily. The Emperor. First up, the central figure of it all, the Emperor, also known as the full-time CEO of the Chinese Empire. Not only did he run an enormous country, but he also had to deal with unprecedented challenges like, what's for dinner today? Or, which concubine should I summon to the palace tonight? In short, he wasn't just managing politics, but also doubling as the HR manager for two extremely high-maintenance teams, the eunuchs and the concubines. And don't think being an emperor was all glory. Imagine sifting through dozens of imperial reports every day, attending ceremonies so long you'd want to nod off on the throne, and dealing with the constant explosions of drama in the harem. Sometimes he probably just wanted to throw his crown aside and go on vacation, but alas, no passport. The concubines. Next, let's meet the leading ladies of palace drama. The concubines. They were the ultimate survivors and spotlight grabbers. The Forbidden City was practically a royal reality show where the challenges included who wore it best at the banquet, who brews the emperor's tea just right, and who can eliminate their rivals without leaving a trace. Competition among the concubines was so fierce that, rumor has it, if TikTok had existed back then, each concubine would have had millions of followers thanks to their savage shade-throwing skills. Beneath their gentle, graceful exteriors were strategic masterminds, always ready to deploy their next move to get closer to the throne, or at least closer to the emperor than the others. Finally, we have the side characters who were absolutely indispensable. The eunuchs. They were multifunctional assistants and keepers of the palace's deepest secrets. Need a secretary? Call a eunuch. Need a courier to deliver love letters across palace halls? Eunuch to the rescue. Eunuchs worked tirelessly from dawn to dusk. But don't think they were just obedient servants. They were also masters of observation, memorization, and gossip. Every time they overheard a secret, they'd probably think to themselves, this drama is going to be juicier than yesterday's episode. And if you thought they were harmless, think again. When a eunuch decided to stir the pot, the drama levels in the palace would skyrocket to Game of Thrones territory. Conclusion. With this star-studded cast, the Forbidden City was essentially a massive film set for a never-ending royal reality show. And rest assured, there was enough drama here every day to keep you hooked from morning till night. 10 interesting facts about the Forbidden City. 1. The Forbidden City was once a kingdom without women. For centuries, women were only allowed in certain areas of the Forbidden City. If you were a girl in the palace, your chances of walking around the palace like a guest were almost non-existent. 2. A super spy surveillance system. The Forbidden City had an extremely advanced surveillance system, not cameras, but small holes in the walls and ceilings. From here, the emperor and officials could monitor the actions of people within the palace without anyone knowing. It's like living in a detective movie. 3. The number of eunuchs and concubines was never disclosed. The emperor was very secretive about the number of eunuchs and concubines in the palace. It's said that the number could reach thousands, but no one really knows for sure. If anyone leaked this information, they would mysteriously disappear from the palace. 4. Not everyone was allowed to eat in the palace. You might think that the emperor could eat anything, but that's not the case. The food in the palace not only had to be delicious, but also up to standard. There were even certain dishes reserved specifically for the emperor, made from special ingredients that only the imperial court had. 5. The Forbidden City was built after a war. Actually, the Forbidden City was not always a place for the royal family. It was built after a bloody war to showcase the power and eternity of the dynasty. The palace wasn't built to be beautiful, but to symbolize authority. 6 protective charms were hung everywhere. Not just beautiful paintings or patterns, but also protective charms were hung throughout the Forbidden City. The emperor and officials believed these charms would protect them from disasters and even ghosts. 7. Built with money and eternal bricks. There's a story saying the builders of the Forbidden City worked day and night using special bricks known as eternal bricks. These bricks were extremely durable, ensuring that the Forbidden City would last for thousands of years. A kind of build it with money, never fear it falling apart. 8. There's a lake that never runs dry. Inside the Forbidden City, there's a lake that no one knows why it never dries up. Even during months with no rain, the lake remains full, like a magical water lake. Who knows? Maybe it's part of the imperial luck. 9. The position of the Forbidden City was a military strategy. The Forbidden City wasn't just a palace, it was also a military fortress. Its location was chosen to protect the emperor from any threats, with thick walls and extremely strong defense systems. 10. The secret power of each chicken. You wouldn't believe it, but in the Forbidden City, every chicken had a specific duty. It is said that they were guard animals, helping the emperor avoid sudden attacks. In the past, emperors would even order the chickens to stand guard at the gates like real bodyguards. So, we've just completed an incredibly dramatic tour around the Forbidden City, the place where even the king could get lost in his own house. It's not easy living in a massive palace without Wi-Fi or GPS, right? If you found this video not only educational, but also hilarious, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel to explore more historical sites with me, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on more fun-filled trips.